I'm dating a man who has 3 kids, from 2 different women. I'm dating a man who has 3 kids, from 2 different women. His first child is from when he was only 19, she is 15 now, and lives in a different state than him. Her mother is a drug addict and is in and out of rehab. They do not speak. His other kids are from his first marriage, and she lives 5 miles away from him. Their ages are 5, boy, and 8, girl. I live 2 states away from him. I am 27, bought a house by 19, have a great career and lots of things going for me. He is 35, works for his father's company, very successful, and will be taking the reins in the next 5 years. He wants more children, which I am very happy about, because I've never been married or have had children. He has even told me he wants them within the next couple years, because he's getting to that age where he won't want them anymore. We met on eHarmony almost a year ago and have been seeing each other ever since. We talk every day/night. He wants to marry me and has already hinted he purchased a ring. I'm in love with him and want to marry him. We have just been having problems lately. I see him almost every other weekend when permitted. I've met his 2 younger children and they've come to visit me once. They love me and I am getting closer and closer to them every day. The problems that are coming up always have to do with his ex-wife and kids though. The kids are somewhat spoiled. Have constant tantrums. They don't have a routine. He plops them in front of the TV in the living room and puts a movie in to have them fall asleep, around 9 p.m., and proceeds to bring them to their beds once they've fallen asleep, 10 to 10:30 p.m. They get to eat what they want, which is brownies, candy, chips, and chicken nuggets from McDonald's, every day, yes, every day. When I'm on the phone with him, we constantly get interrupted because they are yelling or fighting and he does not correct them. He tells his 8-year-old girl that she's in charge if he leaves me with the kids so he can do errands, and everyone probably knows what that turns into once he's gone. Yes, a constant struggle for her to listen to me and be respectful of me. One time specifically she was not listening to me and told me her dad said she was the boss and she didn't need to do what I said, and I told her that wasn't true and that I was going to talk with her father about it. Well, she starts bawling of course and locks herself in the bathroom, and when her dad gets back, I tell him what happened and he proceeds to coddle her, holding her, telling her everything is okay and that he loves her. Not explaining to her that I am the boss and the grown-up and she needs to respect me. These kinds of power struggles happen often. I've spoken to my mother about all of this and she's given me things to try get them in bed and start reading a story instead of watching TV. But once they complain, he lets them do whatever they want. I've tried to cook whenever I'm there and the kids are there. But once again, if they don't like my ravioli, right, who doesn't like that, then they get chips, a brownie and bacon instead. His daughter is wearing size 12 already and she already needs a training bra. Probably from all the chemicals and fast food they feed her. I feel so horrible for these kids sometimes. There's no boundaries or rules, kids need rules and routines. They are begging for them because of all the outbursts and misbehaving that is going on. But my BF doesn't see it at all. We fight about it constantly. He gets really defensive and says, this is the way I've been doing things, and this is the way they're used to, so it's not changing. It's not like I'm overbearing over everything he does. Just the parts where it affects his children and us/our relationship in a severely negative way. His ex-wife is lazy and always asks him to take the kids when it's not his turn, weekly. He bends over backwards to help her out and cancels plans with me or changes them because of her lack of responsibility. He would do anything for her at the drop of a hat. For instance, she had the kids for Thanksgiving last year and he had them for Christmas. He was going to come to my family's Christmas and I was going to his Thanksgiving. We had already made plans and bought plane tickets. At the last minute, she decided she wanted them for Christmas. Our travel plans for the next month were off because she had to change her mind and he went along with it. On top of that, he doesn't communicate with me whenever they make decisions or plans or when things change. I'm always the last one to find out, usually a day before or the day of, and I am never asked, always told. I can't help but think sometimes that I am last on his list. I wish we could get to a point where I would trust him, but it seems to be inevitable. It will never happen because I will never be number one in his eyes. Isn't that what you need from a partner? Especially in the months/years of the courting stage? What's even worse is that we're 400+ miles apart and have been for our whole relationship. I'm a strong and independent woman, don't get me wrong. But I'm really testing my abilities with this one. My problems are when I try to tell him my feelings in regards to all the examples I stated before. The first thing he does is get defensive. He always takes the other side of the situation, whether it be about his kids, ex-wife, etc. He is very vindictive and gets angry and stubborn. He's a Taurus if anyone cares, and this lasts for a while and leaves me sad, depressed, lonely, and feeling unappreciated. I buy things for his kids whenever I see something, send him poems, play with his son, etc. Everything a future stepmother and wife would do. But when I tell him my feelings, he tells me I'm being selfish. There's no empathy or sympathy. It's direct blame and a how could you think/say this kind of thing. I'm strong, independent, financially stable, and have never needed anyone. If I marry him, I will have to leave me career, house, family, everything I've worked so hard for the last 27 years. This is a huge sacrifice that I'm about to go through, and I'm not sure if he is understanding how unselfish I am being. I don't know, maybe I'm just completely nuts. Please help, I need advice.